We have been fortunate enough for the past 2 years to receive a grant from the Illinois Manufacturers Association Educational Foundation, and that grant was funded by our local ADM Foundation, and it's geared towards introducing students to STEM activities, and actually we added the A in. A stands for art, so we've added in some artistic activities also. We wanted to introduce the students to these activities or expand upon their knowledge in these areas with the goal of letting them know what the future career opportunities are for them in the field of science and technology and engineering. So we put together this camp. Last year it was for girls only in the middle school grades of 6, 7, and 8. And they came in here for 8 days of a camp, many activities and some field trips. This year with our grant we decided to expand it to include boys. So 1 week of the camp, 4 days, is for girls, and then the second week is for boys. And they're doing much of the same activities. They're doing canvas art where they use vinyl to sculpt a design on a canvas, and then they use crayons or paints to further enhance that design. They're delving into robotics, and some of these things we did last year, but we expanded upon them. For instance, with robotics, last year we ran races, and now they're actually doing some obstacle courses and some robot wrestling, lots of different activities, putting different sounds with it. We've added some new activities. They're making their own t-shirts with vinyl art. They're also making holograms using the computer and various programs even on their cell phone. So we've expanded the activities, still included a visit to the ADM Research Center so they can actually see how science and technology that they might be learning in the classroom or in camps like these apply to the work world.
So yesterday the campers here at the technology camp created their own t-shirts, and they used some silhouette vinyl cutters to do that, shirts like the one I'm wearing now. And today they're using a lot of those same technology skills to create their own canvas art. So they are searching for their own image, and they're learning how to convert images into a vector format so that those can be scaled and used appropriately. And then they're actually using the vinyl cutter to cut that image in a much more precise way than they would be able to do with scissors. And we've got a lot of variety. A lot of kids are choosing their favorite sports team or their favorite superhero, even some Pokemon, and they're taking those images, cutting them out, adhering them to the vinyl, and then using some different artistic techniques such as watercolor or crayon melting to create a finished product.
Okay, so we're helping these kids build little Lego robots. It's really fun because it helps them get an introduction into robotics and engineering in general, and it's great because they might move on to be future engineers, which is always a cool thing to think about, that they could be solving tomorrow's problems and I could be helping them get a start with it.
The students start out with basic instructions, all the robots kind of the same. The awesome part is as we start doing the challenges, speed challenge and obstacle course challenge and the sumo challenge, which I think is their favorite, they get to modify, and we really start to see these awesome robots that are starting to become different, and I think that's probably the best part, is seeing them modify and change their robot into something awesome.
He's gone! Yay!
The campers have combined 2 different technologies to create games. And one of the programs they used is called Scratch, where they were actually able to program their own video games. And then they created video game controllers using something called a makey-makey, which is basically a device that you can connect to your computer to control the computer's keyboard without touching it. So now these students were using a video game that they have created themselves and controlling it with objects such as bananas or Play-Doh using the makey-makey.
It's cool because I was definitely learning for a lot of the time when I was younger. I didn't really know anything about robotics a few years ago. and now I'm getting to show what I've learned and teach it to new people who could go on to teach others. So it's a really cool chain.